I know some dudes would pretty much hype up the Chex over any other kind of cereal just because it's rice based rather than like, grain or wheat or whatever. But it's to me, I'm looking at 120 grams of carbs. There's like 3 grams of fat. Basically, I mean, that's actually not true. I was about to say negligible. No, do not even think about skipping. Like I just looked up the nutrition label, right? Per serving 1 gram of fat in, this little dry Chex. Don't just skip over that. That's the absolute worst mistake you could do. In a bulking context, it's not bad, right? Because, of course, you'd be eating more food than you're really tracking. But if you're trying to diet down, you've got to be OCD Mr. Monk level. Like any amount of ketchup you get, that's 3 grams of carbs. Any amount of extra oil you put in the pan when you made some eggs, that's 5 grams of fat. You know, when it comes to my dieting, not style, but maybe theory, if you could call it that, calories is the number one factor, right? Because you got to remember, I could eat as perfect food as I want, train as hard as I want for years on end, but if I don't eat enough calories to be in a calorie surplus and actually deposit, well, mass, but primarily muscle onto my frame, I'm not going to get anywhere. I mean, I'll look like a freak, but I'll still be like 220. The only way to actually gain weight is to eat calories in excess of what your body is burning per day. And vice versa is apparently a hard truth. And from some like TikTok freakout videos I see, apparently it's a argued truth. But the only way to lose body fat, again, same thing, but in reverse, you have to eat less calories than your body burns per day, aka a calorie deficit. But apart from that, I'm really trying to get in tons of carbs, my 250 grams of protein ish. I kind of stay around a gram per pound, right? So right now I'm at 250. I'm going to eat 250 grams. If you're a buck 60, go for a buck 60. If you do 200 at that weight, or if you did 100 at that weight, I don't think it's going to change anything too much. But good rule of thumb, I'd say gram per pound is where you're at. In terms of fats, it kind of fluctuates. Maybe a fourth of that. So usually my fats are around, well, the bulking it gets a little funky. Whatever. I don't really have a specific fat goal I'm aiming for. Bulking days, I'll get up in the 150s. But carbs, I did a whole rant in the drive back from the gym last night about how carbs are totally going to change the way my workouts and pumps feel. So that's what I'm really trying to push.